So the Mark 8.5 GTI Clubsport, the R and the R Black Edition are now available on the UK configurator. I'm filming this on the 8th of August 2024. And yeah, I'm going to go through an overview just of all the details of these three cars and yeah, how you can spec it, including the price. So straight on to the price. In the UK, it's £41,655 for the Clubsport, £43,320 for the R, and £44,570 for the R Black Edition. And that's without any options, but I'm going to go through some of the options and what's kind of a standard and what's not for all three of these cars. So that's basically the plan. And yeah, I have got plenty of other content on the Golf, VW, Golf stuff. I do share quite a lot. So yeah, subscribe if you want to see more content. And yeah, subscribing is actually a big part of it because that enables me to, yeah, share the cars on the channel. And for example, the GTI, which I would love to share, but it comes down to subscribers. So yeah, I have plenty of views and I would love to have more subscribers to be able to share more content with you. So yeah, straight onto the GTI Clubsport then. Let's start with that. So that is a 2-litre EA AAA engine, 221 kilowatts of power. I'll convert that into brake horsepower for you as well. So yeah, 0 to 65.6 seconds, front wheel drive, nice and fun, nice and fast. But if we go and just build this car now, at the price that it's at the obviously the £41,000 mark. You got an array of metallic paints to kind of choose from. Crystallized blue looks very nice actually. Just looking at that there, I'll increase the the screen for you so you can kind of see it. I'm a bit disappointed it comes with those standard 18-inch wheels for a Club Sport, but it is what it is. I guess that's what gets it down on the lower end of the price. Yeah, and that's some of the pictures there. I really do like that colour. Yeah, that does look good. Inside, you've got the new infotainment. Oh, slightly bigger rim, I believe. Red stitching. Looks quite similar actually to what it was in the GTI Clubsport before, other than the screen. DSG only, the 7-speed DSG, around 300 brake horsepower, as I've kind of mentioned as well. And I believe you can get some like cool carbon fibre little bits as well. If people know me, I like King's Red Metallic. But the thing is, I've reviewed and shared an R-Line, and I really like that car, and I think a lot of my audience liked it too. You could just get a Golf R-Line, and it looks very similar. Yeah, in King's Red Metallic, that one had a pan roof and everything. I'll put a link to the video up above if you want to check that out. I appreciate it's not the same power, but it just gives you an idea. Because if I spec that in the same way, which is what I'll do now actually, because that had plenty of options. That had really a lot of options. You can get some solid paint as well, just shown there. But Oryx White is always a very nice one. But let's go King's Red Metallic. Let's keep the red theme going. Choosing the wheels. You can get these new Warmayu wheels for the car, which reduces the weight, and I believe it comes with like a specific like track tyre as well. I could be wrong about that. There's like this track package. Maybe I am wrong. Yeah, there's quite a few options with the tyres. Let me, I'll increase I'll give you a better view with the screen with the wheels and the tyres because there's lots to choose from. And I have shared this on my channel as well. Yeah, lots and lots of different kind of options to choose from, but with options comes with increasing the price. But just for the sake of this one, let's go with one of the 19-inch options. I quite like the Estrals. It's quite nice as well. They've got these new Queenstown alloys, which is specific for the GTI Clubsport. That's £1,270. So it's a lot of money. Yeah, we go through comfort and convenience. So the pan roof, I know it's a bit weird in a Clubsport. But just for this example, I'm going to share it because I want to see what, if I spec it similar to that R-Line I chose, which pretty much had every option. DCC, you have to spec. Really enjoyed DCC. And Volkswagen have done a lot of work. And I do a lot of work with Volkswagen, as you might have seen on my channel. And the DCC has been improved for 2024. And it's a game changer. £720, it's an absolute no-brainer. Heads-up display, GTI Performance Package. Now, this is the one, okay, £3,280, that's interesting. You get the 19-inch alloy wheels, you get the speed increased, you get the Akrapovic exhaust. Oh, wow. Rear muffler and the 19-inch alloys. Now, okay, that's interesting. So the Akrapovic exhaust now, previous Akrapovic exhausts basically had, it was a full system basically, and it was about £3,500 just for the exhaust. Now that it's just the back box due to emissions, that's probably why the price has come down, and they have to include the Estrals and the speed and everything. I don't think the tyres are a track tyre though, but let's add that just because it's specific for the GTI. So let's go for it. Exterior, I believe you can get some like, oh, you can't. Black styling pack looks quite nice, and that gives you like that gives you a fair bit. Advanced dynamic light system for LED matrix lights, dynamic headlight control, LED rear tail lights, matrix LED lights, rear tinted window 95%, mirror caps in black, black strips on radiator grille and headlights, darkened headlights, Volkswagen logo in front, illuminating lighting animation with wake up and goodbye. So that's selected. I think I've actually just deselected it. So it's the in-car communication. You can get I think it's like the larger screen. The Discover system, you get more speakers. That's the standard. You can get so that's the standard. You get that, a 12-inch display, which I've kind of shared before. Harman Kardon's is a really nice sound system, actually. £600, you're probably going to want that. Optional upholstery, Vienna leather, very, very nice. I've tried it. Maybe it's not particularly right with a Clubsport, but what that actually does is you get heated and cooling function, heated seats. You get more than, you get the wheel in sort of heated and leather wrapped. It's not just the seats here. Seat trims, covers, power seat adjustment, memory function. So there's quite a few bits that you get included. Safety and security, I think, is a no-brainer. Why you wouldn't have extra airbags for £310? You've got to go for it. So we sort of rattled through this, and my GTI Clubsport looking quite similar to what a R-Line is. The R-Line brand spanking new was £38,000, the one that I tried. But you could probably get a discount on that, or you could just find it second-hand, get it pre-owned, 3 months old, ex-demo or something like that, or in a year or two time. I'm a big fan of those type of cars. You can get it for cheaper. This car, £53,310. I'll let you make your mind up if the car is worth it for that. This is obviously a pretty highly spec'd car with every sort of option you could want. Looks good. I think it's going to be a fun car, and I hope to get the opportunity to try it as well. That would be great. And you get the Clubsport seats. Yeah, but this is more about sort of like it's now been announced on the UK configurator, but that's sort of like a fully spec'd one at that price. So if we head back in, and if you want to actually configure this yourself, I'm just on the UK configurator. You literally just go to, it's quite confusing actually, because you've got the outgoing stock and you've got the real stock. Build your goal. Got it down here at the bottom. We'll move on to the R at £43,320. And it sort of says the key features over the GTI. That's kind of what its baseline is. And for the GTI Clubsport, the key features are bumpers in Clubsport air intake with honeycomb structure, cornering light and poor weather condition, Volkswagen logo in front, illuminating lighting and animation, inserts of front seats and outer rear seats in art velour microfleece, progressive steering. I imagine that's just some sort of electronic thing that's gone in there. Disc brakes in front with red brake calipers and GTI logo, and a front differential lock. I don't know if that's like a e-diff or a mechanical diff. I think it might be an actual fully functioning differential, because it says. So that's the key features on the GTI Clubsport. Going on to the R, the key features above it, and again, this car, £43,320, 2 litre, 245 kilowatts, so that's 333 horsepower, not 64.6. It comes as standard with the 18-inch wheels. Our nameplate, our styling pack with unique shaped front and rear bumpers, exterior mirror housing in matte chrome, very similar to my Mark 7 Golf R on that. Insert of front and outer seats in fabric R with art velour levers, leather wrapped steering wheel, 4Motion full drive, which I think is paramount in the UK. I can really fundamentally recommend that. Disc brakes in front with blue brake calipers, XDS electronic diff lock. So the reason why it's a e-diff for the Rs is because and I have a 4Motion Golf R for reference for the last 7 years, so I know a fair bit about it with the Haldex, and I've driven plenty of these on the channel as well. Is because the four-wheel drive makes up for not having a diff. It pushes it at the rear. I also had a Focus RS, and that had a front diff, and it just made it unbeatable. But I've driven ones without the front diff, and it's okay because of the four-wheel drive system. But it's each to your own. And if you build it, this is what I'm interested about. Only three colours, or the two-tone colours. So when I say two-tone, and all these are very expensive paints, £1,300. I mean, I personally think that's too much money, but that's just my opinion. It's all subjective, so let me know your thoughts in the comments. You've got it with the two-tone roof, so you get the black roof on top. If I can find a good picture from Volkswagen, I will show you. There's the standard 18-inch wheels. I quite like them, actually. Yeah, you get the black roof. That's the kind of change with the R. And Lapis Blue is quite a signature colour. That's what it looks like without the black roof. £885. If you want a bit of black, you're paying an extra, nearly, a lot of money there, like 700 quid just for a black roof. Yeah. But let's not go for it. There we go. Made that my decision up there. 18-inch wheels. You can get the Jerez. You can also get the Estrals. And a lot more blue. I actually much prefer the interior of the R's. Let's see if I can. I'm not sure I can actually blow this up anymore. Yeah, there we go. Because I just feel it's a bit more lighty. I'm quite a blue person. It's a bit more calming. I like the blue seats. I like the little blue sort of touches knocking around. I've spent time with Mark 8 Golf R's and they just seem a bit more airy. For me, it just lightens things up. So I'm a Golf R fan, as you could probably imagine. The GTI is just a bit more serious. You know, I want my car to be sort of toned down and chilled out. You get the blue brake calipers as well. This is probably how I would spec it. Actually, this is exactly how I would spec it. I would actually probably not bother with the 19-inch wheels, which might sound weird, but I would be more cost, although we'll get onto the exact costs. Just for this, I'll go for the 18-inch wheels because I imagine there's a track pack or something. That's what I've heard. There's the interior for the Mark 8.5 facelift. Comfort and convenience. The pan roof kind of adds to a fair bit. Winter package as well. That kind of gives you front and heated seats controlled separately. DCC. So this was the thing. In other regions in Germany, you got to get the DCC as standard. Now you have to pay an extra £725. So add £725 onto the actual price because it's a bit of a game changer having that. It really is. I'm surprised it's not standard. At this point, it's not standard actually in the UK. Our performance package, you get the 19-inch wheels, but you don't get... So in other regions, you got this bespoke Trofeo tyre. I think it was Pirelli Corsa tyre or something. It doesn't look like you get that in the UK. So that's £2,000 for 19-inch wheels, delimited speed and 19-inch tyres. And it doesn't know what tyres they're going to be. I guess they're more performance orientated, but it's not giving enough information here, unfortunately. Confusingly, it's £3,300 for the Akrapovic exhaust, which is just the rear, which is not the full system because they can't anymore because of legislation. Or you could get on the GTI Clubsport, it was about that price with the 19-inch wheels, with the delimited top speed. So for this, they're charging more. So £2,000 plus £3,500. So £5,500. I mean, it's just extortionate. I go by things on percentages. That's how I work on my assets. And as a percentage of the price of the car, 40 grand, to then spend £5,500 on those two things, it's not making sense. And this is the first time I've seen this as well. So I'm new as you. I've heard that you can get the carbon in the dashboard. I'm going to select that just to see what it's like. 800 quid. That's real carbon fibre. Napa leather seats as well. We'll leave them off because I've shown you them on the GTI Clubsport. Let's have a look at some of the bits. So this particular car is actually at 45,715, so quite reasonable. And we've just selected the DCC and the carbon panels, which I'll probably do without the carbon because I just like an R as it is. I think I have a limestone grey Golf R 3-door manual, and I quite like that. I'm not looking for a car that stands out too much, but I know how it kind of performs when I kind of want it to. I like the clear lenses. I like the 4 exhausts. I like the car. Maybe, the wheels are probably a bit too small in that, but you still get the same massive brake discs as part of it. Yeah, I think that's a good looking car. I'm a fan, I gotta say. And inside, I think it's the nicer looking car. And then you can see the carbon fibre decorative pieces. Actually, that's huge. For 700 quid, that makes a difference because straight away I've noticed that it's come up for me. I had a bit of carbon fibre trim in my Focus RS edition. That came as part of the limited edition. It was on like the handbrake and stuff. Yes, you have a manual handbrake on that car. And it was just dotted around the car on the side and stuff. And it actually made a big difference, particularly to like a Ford Focus. So that's quite cool. I don't think you get anything in the back, but you do definitely get it in the front, which is nice. And if we look in the interior a little bit more, just give it a second to load. You can see it there. So it's just shown in there. It's a bit dark, but hopefully you can see it all okay. The quality's not that great actually on the website, which is a bit of a shame. It's only just come out today. I'd rather it looking a little bit more premium for you guys. Do you get it on the dash, the insert? It's hard to sell. But that's quite nice for only 700 quid, considering they're charging 5.5 grand for wheels and an Akrapovic exhaust and a delimited top speed. I think it's worth it. So we head back to the car that I'm actually really quite excited about, and that is the R Black Edition. And I had a chat with Claire, who's the head of product at Volkswagen, when I was there. Oh yeah, for reference, you can get a normal Black Edition, which is just like a 1.5. So just to let you know, you can get the looks without having to pay the £44,570 price tag. And I had a chat with Claire, and we spoke for about an hour or so. And she was saying how they had to push for the R Black Edition. They really had to work hard because obviously you had to get a business case to get it all going. That's how it works. And I think she's going to be possibly one of the first people to run it, as like she's just going to have it for like, you know, as part of the job for working for Volkswagen. That's quite a good car to get in. And yeah, it's quite an exciting car, but the same sort of power, just with Black Edition looks. And what it actually says is key edition is you get the 19-inch Astoria wheels as standard. You get the black exterior mirror housing. You get the increased top speed, 270 kilometers an hour. You get black brake calipers, which I quite like. I've got black brake calipers on my Mark 7 Golf R because that's what was standard. It doesn't stand out as much. Disc brakes, both front and rear in the black calipers. Black Edition darkened styling. So for me, for 45,500, so you're talking £1,200 more than the standard R, I would just get a standard Black Edition. Because you're getting the wheels, which you can see how much Volkswagen charged for that. You're getting the increased speed. You're getting a few of the black darkened panel. It's a bit more, I believe it's going to be limited to a year, I think, for the R Black Edition. If you can get one, order an R Black Edition. Particularly if you're going new, 1,500 quid extra and you're going to finance it, it makes perfect sense. Sorry if I'm being a bit blunt today. It's just one of those days for me. In black, you can get the Black Edition in white. And you also get the black tail tips as well, which it actually doesn't mention that as standard, which it should do, because I think it's really nice. It's just a bit black around the edge, and that's unique. And that's why I wouldn't go for an Akrapovic on this. And you can see the black brake calipers as well, and the 19-inch wheels. Yeah, that's a gorgeous car. I'd have that all day long. I'd either go for an absolutely no option, just DCC Golf R Mark 8.5, and probably put the carbon in it, just because it does add to level and it's real carbon. Or I'd go for a Black Edition, probably standard as well, although I'd probably have to option the DCC. You also get black darkened badges. It's slightly tinted on certain elements as well. Oh, it does look cool. It does look exciting, doesn't it? Good to see a petrol-powered 330 brake horsepower, kind of special edition car. It's a shame you can't really see those exhaust tips, but again, I've shared that quite a lot. You don't really get to see the R. It's a lot more stealthed out. Looks quite cool in white. Oh wait, there's the exhausts. You can just about see them a little bit better. The inside, again, that's without the carbon. It still looks good without the carbon, actually. Maybe you could do without it. Maybe. And then you've got the inside where you can have a little look around, but there's no real changes. You can get it in black, but it's the Grenadier black. If I was getting a Black Edition, I'd probably get it in black. Or would I? No, it's probably a bit too murdered out. That's £730. So ironically, on a Black Edition, you have to pay extra for the black paint. Good discussion, please. Or you could have to pay an extra £885 for the Piz Blue. Or you just get it in solid, pure white. Now, it's a shame it's not in Oryx white, because that's more of a pearlescent paint and it looks better. I was driving around in a Honda Civic, which had pearlescent white paint, and it looked great. But if you want to save on costs, and it does look cool in white with the contrast, get it in pure white. You got the two-tone as well, 1,300, so that's the black roof. Let's leave it in white. The wheels come as standard, which is good because I believe that means if you switch to other ones, you have to pay extra. Yeah, you do. So if you want the Warmayu wheels... Oh, wow, that looks cool. Have a look at that, guys and girls. Wow. Look at that wheel. Gee, that looks so cool. That might just be me. I think that looks really good. But of course, you can get this really on a normal R. You just have to spec all the individual parts, like the black pack and all this stuff. That does look cool. Yeah, let me know what you think about that. I'm going to try and leave it as... let's go for the Warmayu. Let's go for this car. Convenience. Panoramic roof, nah. Winter pack, probably useful in the UK. Heated seats. Yeah, let's go for it. Driver assistance, DCC, definitely. Can't believe it's not standard. It's a shame it's standard in Germany and other regions, but not in the UK. But that's what I see here. Exterior, Akrapovic exhaust. Don't bother with the $3,500 for just the back box. Basically, not worth it at all. And you get on the black edition, you get those black sort of the tail tips in black. So I would just keep it as that. You can get the sound system, HKs, the Harman Kardons are great. Interior, you get the carbon. I think that's probably worth it. Napa leather, maybe. Safety and security, again, go for those airbags. If you've got kids in the back, why wouldn't you have extra airbags? 310 quid, you're spending nearly 50 grand in the car and you don't go for that. That doesn't make sense to me. And you get all the mats as well. Go to the summary. This car's 48.5 in my sort of cool looking spec. Compared to the ones that I was sort of playing around with in Germany, it's a shame you don't get those special tyres. There's always a bit of supply issue with tyres in the UK. Man, I think that looks really cool. That's just me. I would have it like, I mean, I'm just sort of like, obviously this is just a configurator, so I can do what I want really. I think that looks really, really nice. And for still under 50 grand, I think that's good. But then, of course, you're going to finance it. So it just depends what sort of deal you can kind of get with Volkswagen, really. As let's give a little bit of an overview and a little bit of a summary for you guys. As I'll leave it on a twist it around mode. So, in short, GTI Clubsport is the cheaper car. The cheaper, still over 40 grand. If you want anything special for the GTI Clubsport, you can get that GTI Performance package, which is $3,000, but that comes with an Akrapovic exhaust. It comes with the 19-inch wheels. That's quite good because you get the wheels, which VW charge well over £1,000 for anyway. So it might be worth it on the GTI Clubsport. You have to spec DCC for all of these three cars, so that's another 710 quid you have to think of. From what I can see, you don't get these semi-slick tyres, which you do in Europe and the UK when you get certain packages, which is a shame because the tyres make a huge difference. I've driven a Focus ST track pack and that came with the Pirelli P0 Corsas and that made a huge difference. And they're also very expensive, so it's good to have a set. So you don't get that by the looks of it in the UK. You don't get DCC as standard. And the price is actually probably a bit on par with what I predicted. Low 40s to mid 40s as you go up the ranks. My pick would be to just go for a bare spec. Oh, look at that. The mirror's floating. That's funny. It's not on this one. Oh, yeah, it is. It's just messing up the configurator. I would just go for an absolute base spec car, really. And if I was getting one new, I'd just get a black edition because it's only £1,000 more than a standard R. That's for me. But DCC makes such a huge difference. It's so calibrated specifically to the car. I like the upgrades. I've played around with the interior plenty enough. The infotainment and on the steering wheel, that's the thing. If you're going to get an R, they've got the old Mark 8 touch buttons, haptic. You don't get physical buttons on the steering wheel. They couldn't get it in because they need that R button, which you can just see there. But apparently they've worked on this and you can just about see it in the pictures actually. They're bigger and they have a better feel to them. And they're not as sensitive in certain areas as well to accidentally press. Paddles are bigger in the R as well and you can see the carbon fibre through there. But that's the wrap. You can order the car today on the 8th of August, 2024. So probably expect it in a few months. I hope to get the opportunity to drive a GTI and a GTI Sport and an R on my channel thanks to Volkswagen. But that comes down to you. You have to subscribe. And if you subscribe, you'll get to see that content. If you do not, you will not get content. So yeah, subscribe just up above here on the link. If I've shared it before, just on the right hand side. On the left, and more importantly, this is a community channel. Let me know your thoughts in the comments of these prices, and if there's anything that I've missed, let me know, and I'd be really, really excited to know what you think. So yeah, cheers, thanks for watching,